Titan makes watches. You know this. But what Xerxes Desai actually built was a reason to look at your wrist and feel something. He didn't sell timekeeping. He sold the idea that India could make something people would be proud to wear. First salary watch, anniversary watch, I made it watch. So when you study a brand like that, you start asking a different question. Not what do they sell, but what do they understand about people? Today's guest runs a brand that has been worn by 400 million Indians every single day. Nobody talks about it. But that's exactly what makes it worth talking about. Hello, Mr. Udit Todi.
Hi, Jim.
Please have a seat. Let's get started.
Thank you.
So, Lux Industries Limited was started by your grandfather decades ago, right?
Yeah.
And now you're selling brands such as Lux Venus, Lux Inferno, Lyra, all of which are category leaders in their individual segments. Right? So it's a long time to be in one business.
It takes a lot to win the trust of the customers and be there in business. That just proves that the customers, those who are there with us, have been there with us for the long term, and they believe in the brand.
The thing that I find interesting about, well, most people in legacy businesses is they either love it from day one or they resist it and then eventually they come back into the fold. Which one was for you?
So I would say there was somewhere in between. So what happened that I finished my graduation from Stephens in Delhi. Then I went on to London. So I had a kind of a good, pretty decent CV, which was fit enough for a consulting or an investment background. And then one fine day, your dad calls you up and says, "Beta, it's time, time's up. So you should be back." And I somehow took that wise decision, that impulsive decision that day, that I believe that, yeah, this is the right thing to do. But on one condition, I told my dad that if I want to do something, if I want to come back, I should want to do it in a way in which, whatever good, bad, credit, discredit owes to me. So let me not just join Lux as in Lux, but at the same time start something of my own within the company so that I can make something good out of it. And that is where we had the idea of Lyra. So that was my first baby project. Okay. We entered into women's wear. We didn't know how good or bad it would be, but it did really well, and we were able to become market leaders in our category.
Hey.
And that is how, we got the trust of the customers. And at the same time, I also started feeling a little more confident that, all right, this business can be done by me. That is where we conceptualized that we should replicate the same success with menswear. And that is what laid the seed for Lux Nitro.
It's an interesting thing about your category compared to most other categories. Most brands go out of their way to be noticed, whereas your product by design is supposed to go unnoticed. So how do you think about brand building in that context?
So to be honest, yeah, it was earlier when the brands decided to advertise this category, which again was very far and scarce. So what happened back then, they used to talk more about how this product would make you feel more machoistic. But going forward, things have changed, the consumer have changed, and it's no longer the same anymore. We've always been market leaders in our category. And what we decided to do within this space was, let's try and create and advertise in a manner in which you kind of talk more about the functionality of the product rather than what other soft attributes it has. And the best way to do it is, as you rightly said, make your product in such a way that the person wearing it actually forgets that he's actually wearing a vest or an underwear.
So success in your category is consumers forgetting about you.
Very well put. So it's just like, say, electricity. Until unless it's there, you don't feel it. But the moment it goes away, you're like, oh my God, there's something. What happened? Something major is missing in our lives. Yeah, and just to top it up, Jim, at Lux Nitro, we are also making a superb range of fashion wear. So when it comes to casual t-shirts and tracks and pajamas and cargo pants, so the kind of quality and the kind of products which we are making, they're so different from what you otherwise would generally get in the market. And it's not just t-shirts. In fact, today when it rains so heavily in Bombay and you see someone just wearing a rainwear, we are also into that. So we try and cater to all the different needs that our customer would really have. So it's no longer basic innerwear. It's innerwear, outerwear, seasonal wear, everything combined together. And we try and ensure that fashion mixes with comfort so that you get the perfect product. So whenever you see someone wearing a really smart t-shirt out there, chances are pretty high it would be Lux Nitro.
I want to talk about the Indian man, right? Because I think something has genuinely shifted. I don't think we've named it or fully understood it yet. What do you think caused it?
So I think people these days are much more aware than they were 10, 15 years ago. So today people know about different fabrics. So depending on the customer tastes and preferences, the products are now very varied. And we believe that someone who has to really excel in this field has to cater to different sort of audiences. You cannot just have a one size fit all kind of a product. You have, so I think, the sweet spot is where the comfort meets fashion. So that is where we believe that Lux Nitro becoming a new brand, we want to talk to more about the youth audience who understands these sort of products, who understands that there is a sense of fashion element also involved. And that is why, in fact, we just completed our first year of operations with Lux Nitro. And we closed at around, say, about roughly a 175 crore of revenue, which for any new brand in this segment has been a stagger performance.
So it's really ye andar ki baat hai. It's like actually the case. How did you come up with that tagline? How did that come into existence?
So with Lux Nitro, we've associated the tagline "Ye andar ki baat hai." It's been an iconic tagline with us since forever, and it's won many awards. And we felt that for a product such as innerwear, the slogan "Andar ki baat hai" is cheeky, and at the same time, it talks about the product.
It's
so
perfect.
I think it was a perfect fitment.
Absolutely.
Jim, can I please ask you a question, if you don't mind?
Okay.
So you've been working on this Titan project over the last so many months. So, we all know you as a very well-versed actor, and we've seen you in so many movies. So, you were playing the role of an entrepreneur. How was the entire experience? So would you still choose to be an actor, or do you think the entrepreneurial journey is way better?
Well, no, I think I'd still choose to be an actor, but what I did get to see and what I did really admire about Xerxes Desai is that he kind of built a legacy, and he built a company and a product that will outlast him. So I am starting to consider, what it means to build something, to be part of the creation of something new, not purely from the irresponsible lens of an actor, but from the people kind of building it together.
So you're willing to risk it all and take that entrepreneurial journey?
Yeah,
like
I mean,
Mr. Xerxes did back in those days.
I'm starting to. Yeah.
So it's having some rub off on you.
I think so. Okay, let's play a little game. Scale or premium?
Of course, scale.
Okay. Trust or buzz?
Trust any day.
Any day. Speed or consistency?
Consistency.
Function or emotion?
I think function which caters to emotion.
One trend you're glad you didn't chase?
So many a times when, there are cost increases and everything, so people tend to cut down on the quality of the product. So that is one trend that we've never chased. We've always been sticking to our fundamental values of giving a good quality product at a value price to our customers. That is why I think we've been in business for 60 years and going to be there for the next 600.
All right. Okay. And one thing the Indian consumer understands better today than 10 years ago?
Customers these days don't like gyan. They very plain and simple want to be like, please don't tell me that, all right, wearing this product will make you feel like a Superman. You please spell it out that what exactly are you offering?
So Lyra was your baby.
Yep.
But now Lux Industries has started a new brand, right? Called Lux Nitro.
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about the genesis of that?
So we started Lux Nitro last year, and we felt that, as I said, the customer needs something new. They probably could no longer relate to their parents' brand, what they used to use since the last 30, 40 years. So they wanted a fresh life. They wanted a freshness in the sort of a brand that the customers want to wear these days. So we thought that is what led us to the creation of Lux Nitro.
And now we're going to move on to a segment that I really enjoy. It's like a trip down memory lane. It's called the memory wall. So this is an image from the Titan factory in Hosur, and it's apparently from 1984. And I have been to this factory. I've been in this very room. They let us shoot there for about 14 days, but we were shooting while the factory was still running.
Okay.
In between takes, they continued to be making watches there on the side. We just had to deal with the sound and we had to deal with the noise, and in a way it added a really beautiful flavor.
This is very real.
Absolutely.
And great to see all the women workforce over here.
Oh yeah, I mean, definitely. So they were looking for the kind of dexterity they needed, right?
Yep.
And so there's quite a funny anecdote where one of the guys who had come in to help train people and start to think saw women separating rice. You know when you separate the rice and you
from the
pick
husk.
out the little, not just from the husk, even when you're picking out any impurity.
Okay.
And he was just watching that happen, being like, these are the people we need.
These are the people.
I mean, they have the dexterity already. And that's why there's so many women workers at the Titan factory. Anyway, let's move on to the next picture.
So this is one of our earliest factories which we have in Tirupur. Our entire setup which was done in Tirupur was done at a time when very few North Indian companies used to go to South and set up their facilities. We were among the very first few players, and that is what gave us a lot of cost advantage. You'll be astonished to believe that this one facility which we see over here right now would be catering to the highest selling vest in India today.
Okay.
Yeah, so we make our products Lux Venus Vest out of this facility, and it was one of the highest selling vests in India. Fantastic. So a good number of population out there is wearing a product which is probably shipped out of this factory.
Okay. Could we have the next image, please? Hey.
Oh, so this was one, I wasn't expecting this picture, but yeah, so this is one of my first baby project. When I joined business, so I think these images are from the very first campaign which we launched. So I'm sure, I think everyone has kind of heard of the jingle, Lyra, Lyra. So this is that iconic campaign. I'll give you a small anecdote. So when we launched leggings, at that point of time, none of the brands used to advertise this category on a mass national level.
Okay.
So one fine day we decided that, all right, let's take that leap of faith.
Why do you think they didn't?
So this was a very, very commoditized sector. So for a product like leggings, the entire trade was like, so it's just a ready-made garment, and people are not really brand conscious in this category.
Okay, got it.
But we were like, no, we believe that there is a brand play in this segment, and we believe that people will actually one day come up and say, I do not want any other legging. I would want a Lyra legging.
Right.
In fact, after this campaign, you wouldn't believe that today, in many of the markets, the word Lyra has now become synonymous with leggings.
Right.
Many people don't end up going and saying that I want a legging. They just go up and say, "Mere ko ek black Lyra dena."
Like Band-Aid or Xerox.
Like Band-Aid and Xerox.
Exactly.
That is what Lyra did in its own category. So I think this will go down, at least in my career, as one of the most iconic campaigns which we ever did.
This is actually the perfect picture to segue into the next discussion, is because Lyra, I think, is, especially the way that you advertise it feels like it's targeted to the youth, right? To the Gen Z or whatever. And I'm sure Lux Nitro is exactly the same. It feels like they don't trust brands automatically. It feels like they're a little skeptical. So why should a 22-year-old trust Lux Nitro?
Because we've been there in the business with consistency for the last 60 years. I think that is reason enough for them to trust that, okay, something which is coming from the brand Lux would again deliver me the same quality.
It also feels like young people are ready to hop on the next new trend, So they don't care that it's been around for 60 years. They just want it to be cool and flashy. So
you're right. I think heritage is just the foundation and not the pitch. The pitch ultimately has to be the product. And I think you're very right on that. Today's customer just loves using a very nice and a good quality product. And it's the experience which matters. And once with the heritage, I'll be able to sell you once. But once you love the product and you're liking the product, that is when you believe, all right, so this is the reason why the company has been there for so many years. And that is when the heritage adds on to your entire product proposition. So I think the mix of the product along with the heritage is something which really adds value to the customer.
Good answer. Good answer.
Ye andar ki baat hai.
People will spend hours researching and selecting a watch, or they'll research, they'll compare, they'll sleep on it, because it can be such an expensive buy, right? However, with underwear, because it's a more affordable price, they'll pick it in 30 seconds.
And then they spend the whole day adjusting it.
So your product is focused on comfort, the feel, and andar ki baat.
Perfect.
Fantastic, sir. We spend a lot of time building the versions of ourselves the world can see, right? The watch, the shoes, the post. And somewhere in the middle of all that performance, we forget the other thing. The thing that determines how you actually feel on a Tuesday morning when there's no audience, there's no occasion, there's just you getting dressed, getting on with it. Titan put meaning on your wrist. Lux Nitro puts it somewhere more personal. Same idea, different locations. And maybe that's what a made in India brand really is. It's not the thing you show, it's the thing you trust. Seen or unseen. That's the standard. Mr. Todi, it's been wonderful chatting with you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Jim. Thank you for having us over.
And good luck to Lux Nitro.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure.